One of the most vital things on a FreeBSD box is the Syslog and NewSyslog. They're kind of intertwined. They're two different pieces of software, but they work together. I can't underplay just how useful this is. We're going to have a bit of a dive into it and see what it does for us. So the files that are in var log are just invaluable. They tell you pretty much everything that is going on your system, almost. There are some other places. Let's take a look at them and see just how useful they are. So let's get into var log, which is where I am right now, and take a look. So there's all my log, well, not all of them, and we'll come to that in a little bit. Here's most of my log files, and you will notice that there's not one that goes over .6.bz2, and there's a reason for that. Again, we'll get to that in a bit. So most of the applications that I'm using, mail services, PHP, rspamd, the Redis server, and a few other bits, most of their logs are in here. We're not going to look too much at the logs themselves because it's not really relevant to this. I suppose it is. Let's have a look at console. So there you go. It just logs a date, a time, the host, the application, and the message. That's really all that they do. Most logs. Some have different information in them. It's all relevant to the application that's using that log. Be interesting to look at cron. There you go. Again, same sort of thing. Date, time, host, command, and the output mostly. So how are these logs being zipped up into a BZ2? Well, it's all set with NewSyslog, and we'll get into that in a little while. So let's change directory to etc, and you'll notice that there is a syslog.conf and a syslogd. So let's take a quick look at syslog.conf. So this file has been left over since I reinstalled this OS on 12.2. That will tell you how long ago it was, 2018. So this just defines most of, not all, but most of the syslogs that we've just seen. Basically sets up the defaults and then includes two directories to look at. Don't remember putting that in. I must have done, but I don't remember doing that. So quite simply, this format is the kind of syslogging facility. So for instance, that first one, the security one, is logging anything with security.star to the var log security. And it goes down and you'll see almost all of that. Now there are two there that I've set up. I mean, they are in this by default, but they're not enabled by default, and I've enabled them. And that's the console, which was the one that we looked at, and the all.log. So anything that comes into Syslog gets logged into all. I find that quite useful. Instead of going through different syslogs, it's all in one. But if I'm looking at just mail services, I'll revert to using the mail log. And then there's the news server, which is not installed on this server. And of course, remote logging. So you can send all of your syslogs to another server. devd, not enabled. Spammed it. I don't remember setting that up. I really don't. And then some includes. Now, there are two includes there. And let's take a quick look at the include files. So if we go into see what's in there, there we go. So FTP, LPR. So let's take a quick look at the FTP one, because we have got that. There we go. Yeah. FTP info, LPR, printing, and PPP. What's PPP? I'm not actually sure what PPP is. I wonder if that's, is that PPPoE connections, I wonder. Oh, point-to-point protocol. Okay. We don't use that. So the other folder, so the other directory was user local etc syslog.d. I don't think I've got one. No, I haven't. And there's a reason for that. I haven't set up any of my own. And when I have, I've put them into something else, and we'll get to that in a minute. Maybe I should put them in there as well. Yeah, probably should actually. We'll get back to that another time. Right, so along with syslogging, there is NewSyslog, which rolls over the logs and zips them up for us if we set that up so that we get the BZ2s. So we keep 7 days worth of logging, or until it gets to a certain size, and then it zips it up and starts to log again, which is quite handy. You don't have to trail through loads and loads of logs. Let's look at NewSyslog then. Where are you? There you are. NewSyslog.com. There we go. So it logs the file name, the modes that it's supposed to be, the count, which is the amount of days before it rolls over, the size, when, and any flags. And you can also state a username and group. So for instance, for DNS, for bind, you've got a root and bind, and the mode, the count, 5 days for that one, the size, and so on. And then it includes these directories again. Fairly straightforward, really. So let's go into NewSyslog.d and have a look at those ones. Should be the same sort of format. So for instance, oh, that's interesting. There is one there for Nginx. Yeah, that's one I've done. Okay. So for instance, let's look at FTP. There you go. Mode, days, size, any flags. What else is there? PS, same sort of deal. Interesting, there's only 3 days on that one though. And also a PID as well. That's quite good. So there is also user local etc newsyslog.conf.d with Acme in it. Now, I should probably change my Acme because it doesn't seem to be working properly. Yeah, 90 days. Oh, I see why. Because it renews certificates every 90 days. The problem with that, of course, is that I get 90 files. Don't really want. Still, that's what it's set up as. I'll leave it like that for now. And the rspamd, there you go. Again, same sort of deal. And there's a PID on that one as well. Fairly simple. Not really a long video, this one. This is just, I wanted to, because the amount of information that you get from a log is just invaluable. One of the first things that when I was in my professional career, I administered mostly Windows servers, 99%. And the first thing you would do is go to the event viewer, Windows equivalent to Syslog, in almost every problem. Not all, but almost all. This is kind of the equivalent, but it is way more powerful. The amount of stuff that actually gets logged is just... Let's give you an example. So if I tail my mail log, it tells me everything that's going on. If I tail fail to ban, let's have a look at that one. There you go. That's extremely useful. Unbanning, banning, unban, ban. Great stuff. Can then insert that into a table which PF can then block. Like I said, I want to have a look at spamd actually. Yeah, see, I'm not using spamd, so I'm not really sure why. Yeah, strange. Okay, what else? Oh, BSD stats. Let's have a look at that one. Very simple. dmessage is quite a good one. So this is the daily message file that you will see on a boot up, and it's logged. So let's have a look at that. Today, there you go. Oh, hello. What is that? I've got errors on my disk. ADA1. When was that, I wonder? Well, there we go. So I need to now check. I think it's part of the Z pool on Z root. Whoa, what's going on? Right, so backup is online. MySQL, no problem. Storage, degraded. ADA1, removed. Okay, so I've got, oh crap, I've got a disk failure. It's not been removed though, but it's not there. Well, that's something to look at. Why didn't I notice that in my daily statuses? I'll tell you why I didn't notice it. Because in one of my previous videos, I set up my periodics to give me way too much information, and I just skip over it instead of looking at it properly. Yeah, that's on me. Okay, need to check that out, because that's a problem. Yeah. Interesting. So I now got to try and work out which one's which as well. That could be a pain. And these discs were bought as a pet. That's an SSD. I wonder if it's come unplugged. I'll need to check that out. For now, I'm gonna, now that I've got something rather urgent to look at, I'm gonna leave this video here. Please do drop a comment and let me know how you're using a Syslog or some other variant of logging. Don't forget to share, like, or dislike if you don't like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.